To serve great food is to create memories for your customers.
But it takes more than luck.
It takes consistency, creativity, and the drive to see things through.
And every day, the stakes are high, which means it's time to stand up
from your computer and start getting real. To own your kitchen is to own your bottom line.
This is the real world. And now...
This is the real world. And now...
This is the real world.
And now is the time to foodify your business.
Welcome back to the F Your Business Podcast. This week we have an exciting one. This is one of the things I like. I make this a few times a year for myself. It's a stuffed pepper. So we're going to do a fresh stuffed pepper going up against, obviously, a frozen stuffed pepper. We know which one's going to be better, but we'll do the contest anyway.
I think this is going to be right in Chris's wheelhouse. He's very excited. He's not making coffee and alcoholic beverages. You get back in his kitchen, he's very pumped for that.
Well, I'm very excited to cook this week. Listen, I didn't mind doing the beverages.
You didn't mind drinking a little bit?
I didn't mind it at all. But I did miss cooking last week, so this week we're going to cook. We got our shopping list. We'll see you inside. Scott, I don't know about your house, but in my house, you can't make a stuffed pepper without pepper.
Go with the red?
I love the red. I'm a big red fan. So we'll grab a few of these. That's it. We got the parsley over here. We got this monkey parsley. Can't make it without parsley. I think the next thing we need to grab is some garlic, which is behind us. So we'll grab that. We'll keep moving along. I don't make anything without garlic.
Oh, we know, right? We know.
I gotta have the garlic. Know what it means? Some nice fresh pecorino romano. Alright. Can't do it without the nice fresh pecorino romano. Actually, I'm gonna get the 1 pound pack here. Come in. Alright, let's get some ground pork. Back pork. Alright. Nice fresh ground pork. We're good to go. That's for the stuffed peppers. Money right there. All right, looks like we got everything we need. God, I think we're prepared to make some stuffed
We are
peppers.
ready to go. We will got all the fresh ingredients. Looks great.
Yeah. I guess the only thing now is to see you in the kitchen.
All right, F Your Business Podcast is back in the kitchen, and I'm in my normal spot, standing next to Chef Chris with a very empty stomach. Stomach starting to growl a little bit, and about to watch him do his magic.
All right, well, I'm glad you're here. I see no apron again. So, listen, you're staying on the par. That's what you do. You come no apron, you hang out, you eat, you go home.
That's a pretty damn good day.
Good
right
job.
there.
I want that job.
Yeah.
All right, so we're doing stuffed peppers.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome.
Right, it's on a lot of people's menus. The restaurant supply store sells one that I just don't think is good. I think if you're going to do it, you need to make it homemade. Easy enough to do. There are a few components to it. There's a few different steps, but it's well worth it. All right, so the first thing we're going to start with is we're going to make a roasted red pepper marinara.
Okay.
Now, the great thing about this marinara is you're going to use it in these peppers, but it's great as a macaroni dish as well.
So you're multifunction. You're going to use it
Right,
for yourself.
you use it for-
You're not just using it
Right.
for one item on your
Right.
menu.
So basically, it's so easy to do is what I have in this pot here. I have two 28-ounce cans of crushed tomatoes with a can of water. All right,
Pretty
so
simple.
that's what's in there. So we're going to get the peppers in there. All right, that's what we want to do, though. We want to make sure we get rid of the seeds. We don't want the seeds. Always get the seeds out. And we want to dice these small because you want this to cook in about a half an hour.
Okay.
Okay? So you don't want to leave them big and take hours to cook. So I always like to just get them down as small as, pretty small, about an inch. All the way through, about the same size, so they all cook about the same size, same time. And that goes into the pot. So we're going to do 3 of these. You can do as many as you want. If you want to do 4, if you want to do 5,
You depend on how the batch, how many you think you're going to sell.
Well, I'm saying as far as taste.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So I just cut everything small and thin, so the cook time's less.
And in about a half an hour, you really get a great pepper taste in here.
So you're saying this might be a little more prep intensive than some of the other things we've done.
A little
it's
bit.
Still not going to be
not
super
over.
complicated, overly, and even the marinara you're making. I mean, what would you say the shelf life on this is going to be? I mean, you wouldn't have to make
10
this every
days.
day, right? So
And not for nothing, every day gets a little bit better.
right. So easily once a week you could make this sauce.
Sure.
So
And you would make a bigger batch than
Right,
this because
right.
especially, I recommend if you are going to use this sauce, you put it on your menu also as a pasta dish,
okay.
okay? Because you have it there. And it's delicious as a pasta dish. Again, to this part here, it's no, you don't have to be perfect. Anything. It's
Right.
a nice rustic cup, but you want it small enough that it's going to cook fast. That's what you want.
I mean, something like this could go as like a mozzarella stick appetizer or something
Could.
a little bit different than everybody else is
And
doing.
I'm going to tell you something else you do. You do a roasted red pepper chicken parm.
That sounds good.
It's very good. You do veal parm. Do whatever you want. It goes so well with everything. And it's a great, easy, quick marinara.
And like we've been talking about for weeks now, is it's just separating your restaurant, your food from what everybody else is doing. And I think that's
Right.
where it comes down to is just a little bit different, your flavor to it.
Put your spin on it. I'm giving you a foundation here to work off of. To do this stuffed pepper. Make it yours. Have some fun with it. I made this mine. No one else does this the way I do it with this red pepper sauce.
Right. So this is not.
This is something
you would
else.
say this is like the normal stuffed pepper that you would get with this sauce. This is something that Chef Chris, has created at some point, and now because probably a lot of raving fans
Right.
from family and friends have probably added this and made it a namesake for when you
Oh, absolutely.
cook this item.
Absolutely. When I make this, everybody's knocking on my door. You smell it a block away. But yeah, and like I said, it's not hard. Yes, a little more labor intense than the other things that we did. But you're in a kitchen. You got prep guys. This
Right.
is not hard work.
No.
It's a few steps involved. A few more components than what we've been doing. But it's okay because, like I said, it's not hard work. And when the outcome is amazing.
And I think that's
now.
right. We at the end of each episode, right, we get into cost factors, we get
Right.
into all that. But at the end of the day, the elevation of the flavor profile of every dish, what each dish just kind of explodes in the mouth. It's so delicious. I think that's what you're missing when you're not taking the time to develop your menu recipes and to make these items with that extra fresh ingredients. You're just not getting that.
No, you're not. So again, this is 2 ingredients. You don't want to start adding ingredients to it
Right.
because you don't want them fighting for attention.
Okay.
All right, you want that pepper taste. This is a stuffed pepper, so you want with that tomato, with that little bit of acid, and then that pepper taste.
Okay.
That's what you want. You start adding onions, garlic, basil, parsley. Now they're all competing,
Got it.
right? And it's not going to be a pepper marinara. It's going to be a marinara with pepper in it.
With pepper in it.
Right. So, we got a few more items we're going to get through, and we'll see you in a minute. All right, next thing we want to do is add a little salt and pepper over here. Come over, take a look. Look how this is simmering up. Now we've got to make sure we get some salt in there. We all know how much tomatoes love salt. Peppers like it too. A little pepper, and that's it. That's your ingredients for this. We don't want to fighting for attention. So there you go. That's it. This is going to cook down for about 30 minutes. And then we're going to blend it. Once the peppers are nice and soft. But this is getting there. There you go. Okay. We're going to saute up some onions and some garlic here, Scott.
All right.
You know how to do that?
Yeah, that's probably in my range of cooking right there. A little.
Could you do this?
Of course.
Then why aren't you doing it? Why am I doing it?
I don't want to take the glory away over here.
No, we'll take it. That's a nice way to put it. It's a nice way to put it. I want to take the glory away. Scott, why do I put these little slices?
What's that?
Why do I put the little
Keep it
slices?
together while you're cutting it.
Keep it together. I'm separating it.
Well, it's easier now to cut it like this as you're already.
See, here's what you do. You put them little slices so I get these little dices like this. This way it sautés up real nice. You get nice little dices. Now, a lot of people like to get the onion and they like to take the knife and go this way. Doesn't make any sense. The onion's a layer.
Right.
So what do you like? Right? It's already layered.
Seems like it made it pretty difficult.
So if you put the downward slices and then you chop it, you're going to get like this. You're going to get nice little dices of onion that are going to just, saute up quickly and nicely. That's it. So there you go. Wow, I smell that cooking back here. You smell it?
Smells good already.
Great. So we'll get our garlic chopped up. Same thing, you don't want it too big. Nobody wants to bite into a huge piece of garlic. Now we'll give it another fine chop before it goes into the pan. Now we're just going to get it chopped up nice and small. So this doesn't take as much garlic as, say, like a meatball or even an Italian meatloaf. This is just a little bit, 3 to 4 small cloves. You don't want it huge cloves. This is it. So, and your pepper sauce, stir it, periodically. Throw it. It's a thinner sauce, so you don't have to stir it constantly, but you do want to stir it every now and again. So I'm going to get this on. Get that pan going. We're going to get some oil in there. Just about a tablespoon. Let that warm up for a second. Look at that. Take a look at this. This is what it's supposed to look like. A nice pot of lava.
It does. It
looks great. Look at it bubbling up.
Smells great.
And it's thickening up as it cooks. It's getting nice and thick. You can see how much thicker it is than when we started.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, it's getting there. All right, let's get these onions into the pan. Look at that. I love that sound.
Nice sizzle right there. Look at that.
Garlic in there. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Nice flip, Chris. Nice even back in the flip looking good.
Practicing. I've been doing that since I was 12. That's no practice. I got a couple things working at once. This is where the skills come into play, Scott.
So, you're multitasking nicely.
Yeah, I like to season in layers. We seasoned this. I'm going to season this. A little salt and pepper. Season in layers. That's the only way it's going to work, right? There you go. This will be done in a second. It doesn't take long. Remember, we're going to cook in the oven again for 45 minutes to an hour.
So are you trying to heat these onions through then? Really?
I just want to get translucent, just soft. We're not trying to fry them; it's a saute. They're done. Now we're going to cool a minute because they're going to go into raw meat.
Got it.
All right, so I'm going to cool for a minute back here. They get cooled there. We're going to start working on these peppers here. So this is what we're going to stuff. Okay.
So any reason that you chose the red peppers over green pepper?
Yeah, I like them.
Pepper?
I like them better.
I like them better.
I love red peppers. I just always have. So at home, a lot of times, like during this time of the year, the summertime, I get a nice frying pepper, Italian frying pepper. They're green, a little thinner skin on them, right?
Okay.
But they cook up nice. But during like fall, winter months, I always go this way.
Okay.
I think it's a lot easier for people to grab than it would be an Italian roasted pepper. But you could go with any pepper.
Okay.
That's big for this, big enough to stuff. A jalapeno's not big enough. Italian
Got it.
hot's not big enough for this. You need to go with a bell or something, similar. So this is simple. Some people like to do it standing up. They cut the top off. Okay. And they'll take this out, they'll seed it, everything, and then they stuff it, and the pepper stands up, and you'll bake it on the sheet. That's okay. But then you got to sell the whole thing, right?
Right.
One price. So, get more for your money. And I think it presents better.
The little half pepper.
I go, yep, I'll take it down here. Same thing, right? Take the center out, just like that. I get it all out. I'll bang the seeds out. And here you go, you know. And sometimes I'll try to cut this out, make this a little bit wider, like that. We don't really need that in there. So I just want to take this out a little bit, like that, you know, give me a little stuffing room. There you go. And we're going to stuff them. Now that's how I like to do it. Now, this is how I did it in the restaurant. One of them's an appetizer.
Okay.
Okay? It's $12 for an appetizer. Right? Because you're going to see why it's 12 by the time I'm done. Right? You sell the two as an entree on a dish.
Okay.
$18, $19, $20, whatever you want.
Right.
You know? But $12 as an appetizer, that's a great appetizer. People used to go nuts for it. So, same thing here. Let's cut it in half. Hollow it out. Now, this is why I like to do it this way and not the whole pepper.
Yeah, I think this way, also I said, just as we start off, we're going to have a nice surface area. The meat's going to be able to kind of pile up a little bit. You're not going to hide all the meat inside of it. So you're
Right. And I'll tell you something else. Your servers will thank you. That they don't have to walk across the floor.
Not tipping over.
The servers will thank you for sure. Oh, Scott, you want to give a marinara a stir? You know how to do that?
Yeah.
You need a class?
I think I can handle the marinara stir over here.
I wasn't sure. Listen, is that your job description?
Give a good smell all back here.
Just want to make sure it's in your job description before I ask you to do
It
it.
does smell good.
Again, guys, just clean this out a little bit. You know, you want to make enough room to stuff. That's it. I won't be able to get it in there.
You're still cutting peppers? I thought you'd be done by the time I got back from stirring the sauce.
Not as quick as you, Scott. Not as quick. I'll try to keep up.
Oh, look into it earlier. This dish has also been around forever.
Well, again, this is one, if I'm going to guess where it came from, obviously I'm going to say it's Italy, but I don't think, obviously, it is.
I think each country had its own sort of version. I think
somebody had to have it first.
Right. And they're basically looking into it. It's about 2,000 years old. They trace it first back to Hungary, like Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
But interesting fact with peppers is, at one point, like medieval times, it was actually considered a currency. That it was such a valuable asset that people would actually use it to pay rent.
Really?
With that. So yeah, the pepper was actually a very, the wealthy wanted to have peppers. And again, using it as a somewhat of a currency and in a bartering trade system. So.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, right? It goes back pretty far on that, But like I said, it can be stuffed peppers in all different, from Italian to Mexican.
It's all different. Heritage use it, obviously.
Different meats can be stuffed, but again, the origin was basically.
Yeah, and we'll get into all the different stuff you can do with it when we start making the mix.
Yeah.
But I just know it's really popular. In Mexican and Italian.
Right.
You get the palmero, you get that stuffed. I mean, that's delicious. I know they stuff the jalapenos as well.
Yeah, stuffed palamas.
This is a small one.
Yeah.
The palamos are really good.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. We got them hollowed out. They're ready to go, ready to be stuffed. Next thing we got to do now is we have to make the mix.
Okay.
All right, we got this back here going. We probably got about another 15 minutes here. So while that's still going, cooking up nice, we're going to start preparing the stuffing. Perfect. All right, here we go.
It's good. That means it's closer to lunchtime.
There we go. A little closer to lunchtime. This still got to go in the oven yet.
Oh, man.
Once we
smell the
not
sauce,
done.
I'm smelling the onions, I'm
Yeah.
looking at these great peppers. I'm getting hungry, Chris.
They got to go in the oven. I woke up hungry, so we're going to get there. We're going to get there. All right. So here's something I like to do: speed up the cooking time in the oven. Right, like the blanchies for 2 minutes. The protein, whatever protein you put in there, is going to cook in 30 to 40 minutes. It's the pepper, believe it or not, that takes longer. So if I blanch it for 2 minutes, it does cut the cooking time down by 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, but you know it's going to be cooked through and it actually roasts better. So we're gonna just put them in the water here. We're gonna blanch them. I don't boil them. We blanch them. That's all. We drop them in for 2 minutes. Just drop them in there. Take a look at that sauce boiling over there. There you go. Instead of getting filled with the water, get them down in it. 2 minutes, we take them out. That speeds up the cooking process by easy 20 minutes. There you go. Peppers are getting soft. See that? We'll be blending them down in a minute or two. We're almost there. Almost there. Another 10 minutes with this and we'll blend it right down. Oh yeah. So that we're gonna let these peppers go for about another minute. We'll take them out. Once we take them out, we're gonna sit them here to cool for a minute, and then we'll get to making the stuffing. You know, like I said, you know, this is a few steps in this, a little bit of a process, but it's not a ton of, you know, you're not overworking. This is easy. Take it step by step. And a lot of this will be done a day before. You make this the day before. Right. You can make your rice the day before. You know, you can even blanch these off the day before if you want. You know, whatever the prep, you know, put it in the prep station, have it done. It all doesn't have to be done right now.
Right.
You know?
And in a restaurant, the prep cook who's doing this is then doing something else while
Right, not just doing this.
Right. We're cooking one item.
Right.
You're cooking one item.
I'm good. I don't want to say that.
But in a prep kitchen, they're going to then turn around, do something else, and then turn back around. So
Right.
we're not, you know,
Right.
they're going to use their time wisely.
Sure. You can't just stand here like we are waiting.
Yes.
You know? We're kind of like union workers. We just yeah, so we'll take that out in a minute. Probably about 20 seconds. We're just going to sit them right on the sheet pan here. Yeah, we're just going to let them cool. And it's you know, why not do it if it's going to speed up the cooking process in that oven?
And probably give you a better product because you're not
It does.
undercooking the pepper or
Right.
overcooking the meat. I mean,
Well,
that's
if you will overcook, that's what happens. You dry out the meat.
right.
And that's why I started doing this.
That's a little trick of the trade. You're giving like someone to find out the hard way when the meat's just, like you said, gets overcooked.
Dries out. It's in there so long. You know, listen. You want the pepper to blister up a little bit. You want the top of this pepper, you know, with the meat and then the sauce on it to, you know, really, you know, get a nice caramelization on it. You want that, but you don't want it to dry out. So there we go. We're gonna let these cool for a couple minutes, and we'll be back with you. All right, so our marinara is done cooking. We're ready to go. Got the immersion blender. If you don't have an immersion blender, use a blender. Now, if you use the blender, it'll only fill it about a third of the way, because when you put something hot in the blender, it expands. And when you turn it on, it kind of explodes. So go quarter to a third of the way, do it in batches. If you have one of these, go for it.
There you go.
Right?
I like it.
So I started on low, then I hit turbo, because, you know, they have turbo. This is it. So all we want to do here is just blend down the peppers so it's a nice smooth sauce. That's the goal here. All right, but I started on like a low high like this, and I'll go to turbo once we start getting through it real nice.
And are you trying to get rid of all the chunks? I mean,
Yeah, I like a smooth sauce
got
with
it. So
this.
you won't completely.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want a smooth marinara with this for sure. That's the turbo. It doesn't have to be 100% smooth, but I try to get as close as I possibly can. Again, if you're cooking this marinara down and you cook it an extra 15 minutes more, the half hour is the minimum. Go, 45 minutes, an hour, a little lower temperature than what we had it on. Let it cook longer. You could maybe salt them up a little bit more. They're going to break up a little bit easier, but I think we were pretty close to where we were ready.
Yeah, that looks great.
But again, if you have a blender, go for it, do it in batches. I'll give you no secret. If you had chicken stock this, you got roasted red pepper and tomato soup.
Yeah, that. any other items to serve off this.
Little lunch, a little grilled cheese, a little
Yeah.
roasted red pepper tomatoes.
Great addition. Any lunch menu, any lunch special menu?
Right. There you go. Look at that.
Especially we get into the fall now, and that'd be a perfect.
Right. The so like you can make a big batch. It's actually if it's in the restaurants, you know, use a really big pot, and we didn't use 28-ounce cans. You know, and we use we would do like 10 of them.
Got it.
And a case and a half of peppers because we used it for multiple things. Right. I didn't use it just for the peppers. I made soup out of it. Stuffed pepper. Pasta dish with it. I think we got it. All right, I'm gonna clean this stuff up. Move on to the next step. All right, so I was talking about seasoning layers.
Yeah.
Right, so we seasoned everything as we went, except the pork.
Okay.
Right, so we have about 1.5 pounds ground pork here, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then we're going to build it with everything to make the stuffing. Again, it's just seasoning in layers, and that's important. All right, that way. So right here, I have the onions and the garlic already sauteed.
Perfect.
So they're going to go in. There you go. Real nice. Right.
This does like one onion, right? For that, basically, is one.
Yeah, it's one onion. We're going to put the recipe up so you guys have it.
Awesome.
But it's one small onion. If he's got a big onion, just use half of it. We have a cup of pecorino romano cheese.
That's 1 cup. And we got some rice.
We got rice here. So we have it's cooked. It's like 1 cup cooked rice, right? So I don't want to put this all in at once.
Okay.
I'm only going to do like 3/4 of it. And then if I think it could take the rest, I'll put it.
Got it.
I'm going to put about that much. I'm going to leave this out, but I probably will add it eventually, okay? Here I got like a handful of parsley, just chopped up, roughly chopped. Get that in there. And then over here, this is the red pepper marinara we're making. It's here. We cooled it. It's ready to go. We're going to put it in. Put about a cup to start. And then if I want to add a little more, I can. It depends on how this is looking. Now you got to get in here and you got to get messy.
All right.
This is the fun part.
This is the meat of it.
I don't want to have a little fun. You want to?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm afraid you might not mix it right.
Oh,
But
I
this
don't want to right? I mean, it's supposed to be laughed at. There is a way to mix it correctly.
right.
Bring it in from the sides.
This is like the meatball.
Yeah.
We don't want to over mix it, right? Generally, you're folding it. You're not mixing really. You're folding. That's all. You keep folding, keep folding, keep
It's nice
folding.
to get everything's evenly spread out.
Right. You can see how it's all getting evenly spread. The marinara is starting to cover the whole thing. I'm going to use the rest of that rice. I'm going to use a little more marinara because it can take it. It's building up nice. You just never know. I'll put a little more than this. Put it all. So that was 2 cups of the marinara. That's going to make it nice. There you go. Real nice.
That's great.
And this is going to ensure a nice juicy stuffed pepper. You're not going to worry about it being dried out. Trust me. Look at that.
So once it cooks it down, that sauce is all going to absorb into it.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the rice, helps absorb it. So there you go. That's it mixed. Looks great. And then take the easy part.
Use some stuffing.
Now we got to go with this over here. I don't need this anymore. So what you want to do with this is you want to get some. Come over here and take a look at this. We want to get a little bit of marinara on here. Okay. This is what we're going to lay the peppers on. Spread it around. Shake this out. You don't want to drown them in it. You just want to make sure you cover the pan. All right, that's going to cover the pan. So I'll shake it out. I'll move it around. There you go. That's how you do that, okay? Now, take the peppers. Just stuff them. You don't want to completely overstuff them because then your protein won't cook, right? But this is it. Boom. Look at that. Think of beauty. Okay? All right. So
let me tell you with these, Scott. You could do anything you want with these. Any protein. When it's during the week, like on the weekends, I told you, I eat whatever I want.
Right.
But Monday through Thursday, I kind of stay in check, right? So I'll make these stuffed peppers for myself. But I'll make it with ground chicken, or I'll make it with turkey, ground turkey, and I'll use brown rice,
Okay.
right? So if you want to put a heart-healthy item on your menu, that's the way you go with it. But if you want to just have a stuffed pepper, you could use pork, you could use beef, you could do any kind of Italian sausage or chorizo, anything.
Endless possibilities of how you want to go with it.
Right. So if you want to make it vegetarian, is what I'll tell you to do is you take this sauce, you cook it down. When it gets to there, you add chickpeas to it. You let that cook a little bit, let the chickpeas absorb that flavor. And then you take the chickpeas out of this and you stuff the chickpeas in the here. And then you use that to top it.
Right.
Right?
It's always good to have those vegetarian options.
Right.
And
that's a great vegetarian option.
Yes.
Yeah, but see how I said like we need to hollow these out because you want to make sure you can get the stuffing in there.
Yeah, you're getting nice surface area.
You don't
now.
want to cheat the people. You want to give a nice stuffed pepper. Like I say, you put it on your menu for an appetizer. You serve one, it's $12 easy. You put it on as a dinner option, you go a little more, right? I'm not saying charge $24,
Right.
but maybe you go $18. But people love these. Again, and use any kind of pepper you want. Try what kind of pepper you want. It don't have to be a bell pepper. Was that a Hungarians that it?
I don't know. I'm gonna guess it's a little bit different than your version. I think yours it's come a long way over the years, but no, I think this looks great. It gives people that fresh option. We always love looking at vibrant, colorful items.
Yeah.
I mean, this looks as vibrant, as colorful as you're gonna get.
Well, you know the old saying. What do you eat with first?
You gotta eat with your eyes.
With your
I
eyes.
think this is definitely gonna make it easy to start with that.
You eat with your eyes. I mean, this is it.
There's other items we talk a lot about food costs, and we talk a lot about portioning. It's very easy to we're doing it for this, but you could easily say each one's going to be 3 ounces of mix and have a scoop.
You would absolutely be doing this by that. I mean, I'm not because I know what I'm doing.
Right. But again, for recipe adherence, it would be very easy to say, hey, each one's going to be 3 ounces or 3 ounces is half pepper. So as you're trying to figure out your menu costing cards, it would not be too hard to. Obviously, you're something
if you're running your kitchen correctly, you absolutely that's the way you're doing it. You're not going to try to do it any other way. If you try to do it any other way, you're going to be losing money.
I think you might have made about a perfect amount here. I think we to the exact number we needed.
I told you,
It's not your first rodeo here on making some stuffed peppers.
Kind of have an idea what I'm doing here. Like I said, definitely not my first rodeo, but these are one of my favorite things to make. There you go. I mean, you put that on the menu as an appetizer, $12. Look at that, right? We're going to show you how to finish this. Now we're going to put this in the oven. We preheated the oven at 400 degrees. Everybody's oven's different. Cook it 45 minutes to an hour. We're going to check it in and out in 45 minutes and see where we're at. We'll see how this oven is. I'm not sure. And then, from there, we'll show you how to plate it. Here we go.
We'll give it a try.
You mind opening that, or I have to? Do you want to put it into? Because
I don't want you to lose the glory again.
No, it's okay. You can have this part.
Fit it in. You know what I mean? It's like I started from scratch and made them now, right?
Look at that in there.
I can take them out.
Look right in there. Look at that. There you go.
We will see. Peppers, we'll see you in 45 minutes.
45 minutes. We're all Whoa, good thing there wasn't a cake in there. You would have ruined it. All right, Scott, I think it's time.
Oh, we've been waiting anxiously.
45 minutes, so.
It's a lot of time to wait for lunch.
Oh, yeah, it is. Look at this. It's worth the wait.
Wow, that is definitely worth the wait.
Look at that. Now, this is the way I like to do it. Some people, before it goes in, they like to put the marinara over top.
Okay.
I don't. Marinara's already in it. We got some on the bottom. I like it like that.
All right.
But how I like to plate it now. All right, we're going to get into the plating of it. Start here with this. Get the marinara. Goes right in the center.
then we just open it up a little bit. Spread it out some. Like that. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to grab one of these. Which one you like, Scott?
It's like your kid. I think they all look great. I don't know. I can pick just one.
Well, let's grab one.
Let's go. Maybe right there. That one's
like
pretty
that
nice
one.
looking. That's got a nice look to it.
Okay, so we're just going to take that out. We're going to set him right there. I'll turn him around and face you in a minute. But we're not done yet. Okay? Get a little grated cheese in there.
Wow.
Little pecorino romano. Look at that.
Yeah, don't be shy on that one, Chris.
It's not only for the color. Okay? It's actually, it tastes great, but it does make a nice color. Got to have a little fresh parsley in there. No way you're going to go without parsley. Now, this is totally up to you running your restaurant. If you want to go with a little marinara on top.
Okay.
I don't. I got the marinara on the bottom. I want the meat to speak for itself.
Right. You don't need to cover it. You don't need it.
I want to cover it. It's beautiful. It's got the little burnt marks on it from roasting in the oven. All right. So that's an appetizer.
That looks great.
$12. Costs you about $1.25 to make it.
Yeah. Compared to, we don't really want to talk about them too much.
They're here, so we have to.
brought the frozen ones in. It's about $6 in cost to get to this. Which, like
well, that's what the charge, right? $6 for that.
For that.
So we're
our
about,
cost. If we brought in frozen product to the restaurant,
right.
We would be paying almost $6 to get to that.
This is about $1.25. If you do this $12, it's profitable.
Yeah.
It's very profitable. You do an entree with two of them side by side. You do $18, $19.
Right.
You could go $20 because of everything that's in it.
Exactly.
And it's so profitable. So I don't know about you, but I don't want to wait no more.
Yeah, well, we already let the rest of the team taste it, right? We already had, they got the first batch. They tried it out.
Got great feedback.
Like we thought, there was no competition. It was a shutout again, 13-0.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it. I'm getting spoiled.
Yeah, you get spoiled in some of these. But we figured we would wait to taste ours here.
I wanted to wait. I already know what it tastes like. I had it many times, but I wanted to wait.
Yeah,
right with you.
And we have to. We're gonna have to.
We're gonna go here first.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go there first. There you go. It's in the job description. We don't have a choice.
We signed up. We said at the beginning
That's
we're
like really mushy. All right. There. Just gotta try to get you a piece that looks edible. Not sure if any of it's edible.
Alright, so let's see. So this is a frozen stuffed pepper. So you got some sort of meat mixture on top. Obviously their color, green pepper instead of red.
And then we went with the green. They got some kind of tomato, something going on over here. I'm not really sure about.
I'm gonna try to get it all here in a bite.
Yeah, try to get one bite at the meat and everything. No. Mm-mm. It's bad. It's bad. I'm sorry. Mm-mm. And that's the first time I was able to get it down. Of everything we tried. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's
Mm-mm.
so we got that out of the way.
I don't even want that gravy anywhere near my marinara.
We got that out of the way. Can we finally taste these now?
Yeah, but I'm just wondering how they charge people for that.
Can I put one of these on my plate now and can we try these out?
Oh, here we go, right? This is it. Look at that inside. Look at that. Listen, I'll tell you something else you could do. I would open them up like this. And then you get the little marinara right down the center. Like this.
Right, so just get it out.
Marinara right down the center like that. That's another way to present it. I'm going to go right in here. Right on the corner of it. That pepper is cooked perfectly. It's going to be a little hot, Scott, because we're
It's
really
a little
cooking
hot, so
here.
I'm trying to let it open up a little bit.
Well, we're really cooking here, so it's got to be hot.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Got mostly the meat mixture there. Now let's try the.
We might be here for a minute doing this. This is just outstanding. Just outstanding.
The pepper's still like nice and crisp.
It's got a little firm to it.
Right.
It's not mushy.
No.
Where that was just.
Right. The meat mixture's great. I mean, it's got such great flavor throughout the whole thing.
I don't even want to
Really
talk
good.
about that one no more.
There's really not much to talk about. I mean, that's where it's on the menu because it was an easy ad. Someone found it somewhere and they probably, get in like that and it's thrown in a microwave or maybe it's thrown in an oven to cook.
I mean, that meat mixture couldn't have any more flavor.
No.
There's nothing you can add to that to make it better.
You're not coming back for that item. Right. I mean, in the day, this, when you get to this, you're eating it, you're going to come back to have it again. You're going to tell somebody about it. You might tell someone about that, but it's not going to be in a good light.
Right. No. Listen, this is what it comes down to. Profitable food on your menu that people want to come back for. This is something. This you come back for. The presentation's great. You put it on a plate. It presents beautifully. Yeah. It's not hard to make. Right. You're incorporating some steps, yes. But your marinara could be used in multiple dishes.
Yeah. It's a little more prep intensive than some of the items.
Yeah,
but it still wasn't super complicated.
No.
Right? I mean, it's not like you would need some sort of, so experienced chef that would have to make this. Anybody could make it once they used your recipe. It wasn't hard, but there were some parts where you had to wait for something to cook. We had to wait for something. Okay, that's fine. To get great menu items, there are some ways where you're going to have a little more prep intensive items or things that. So I mean, it's a home run.
Marinara cooks 30 minutes at least. By that's cooking, you're prepping something else. Right? That's really what we had to wait for because we did everything today. Normally, I would do that the day before. It's in the fridge. I love when it sits overnight. So, and then everything else would have been, boom, we roll right through. The key for us today, we had to wait for that.
I'll bring it up all the time. So still, from an operational standpoint, the best thing is that once it's ready to go, from a line cook perspective, it's easy, right? It's preheat.
This is going in the broiler or whatever,
Finish it off.
That's it. And going on a dish with the marinara, a little parsley, grated cheese, and off it goes.
Right. And again, we'll continue to say as we're dealing with less experienced line cooks, that's the kind of menu item you want them to be preparing because it's not a lot of them having to go and saute pan this and do this and cook chicken and mix this around. We want some appetizers that we could get out of the kitchen in 4 to 5 minutes. That's perfect, right?
And you have something here that doubles as an app and an entree. Yeah. So you don't have to just worry about it's just an app. No, let's make it an app and an entree so we're moving them out. Yeah. And listen, this is one thing I can tell people. It's okay to run out of them.
Right.
Yeah, we make them fresh. You make them every day, you make them daily, whatever it is. When you're out, you're out. You make them the next day. Right? And now people start wondering, they only have so many. This is one restaurant I go to, they do a stuffed artichoke.
Okay.
With a bread stuffing. But they only make so many a day. So when I go, I call. I say, put an artichoke on the side for me. But if you go there, you don't do that, and they don't have it, you get a little disappointed, but you get something else. But it's the fact that you have to call and order it because it's such a popular item.
They created demand. They created a hot item that,
Don't be afraid to create demand.
So that's great. So, no, it's phenomenal. You should definitely check out the recipe Chris has out there. I'll put up on our website.
I don't think we ever ate this much during the show.
Yeah, it's usually only the drinks that when we make them, we might continue on. So, no, awesome job, phenomenal food. Check us out at, F Your Business website. Check it out on social media. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, listen, any questions, just jump on, F Your Business website, contact us, ask us questions. We got answers for everything. That's something we do. If you have a challenge you'd like to see us do, jump on it. Let us know. We're happy to take some recommendations. All right. I guess we'll see you next week.